Man, salute to everybody, man. Shout out to the LDBC. Man, shout out to my brother Ticket, man. Just did a great video on Dwight Howard. Shout out to everybody that been supporting the movement and what's been going on. I just wanted to tell how the NBA guys, how the guys that play in the league and that be playing ball, that's real deal been in the trenches that played against all three of these guys, or how NBA players generally feel about this GOAT debate and how they feel. Um, End of the day, we heard Sir just put that input on it. Still most don't choose Mike. But what Allen Iverson, Quentin Richardson, and Darius Miles will discuss, that's those type of conversations that generally happens when it's surrounding MJ, Kobe, and LeBron. There's no shot at neither one of those three players that I just mentioned. MJ, Kobe, and LeBron. There's no slight. But you got a lot of people around here that don't understand what goes on behind the scenes, that really never been around NBA guys, that really don't understand what they mean when they describe certain characteristics and certain aspects of what those players bring. They don't understand those things because they're gonna be biased towards the guy that they rocking with. But end of the day, what Allen Iverson said on Knucklehead, it meant a lot. It meant a lot, man. How he broke down everything. How he basically broke down everything for us between Michael Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, and how Quentin Richardson, Allen Iverson, and those boys felt. They really felt that, hey, Kobe and Jordan's in their own world alone. But what did he do? Nah. You okay? What's up, Grandma? Nowhere. Yeah, just hollering at my people, man. I ain't been around my mama and grandma in a minute, so just had to holler at my folks, man. But end of the day, y'all, man, we just cooking. We just got to tell it how it is, and I like what Allen Iverson said for us, how he broke it down, and that the GOAT debate is really should be null and void. I'm gonna play a clip for you guys, to basically let you guys know how Allen Iverson, Quentin Richardson, and Darius Miles felt, especially when it comes down to this GOAT debate. Because to me, this is how we should think about it. This is how we should look at it, and it shouldn't even be a big deal anymore about this conversation. And when guys put Kobe in the conversation, y'all, we can't get mad when guys that played against all three, describe what those guys meant to them. So let me get this clip together, man, so y'all can listen to Allen Iverson.
Much as I love Michael Jordan, like dog, man, LeBron James is the one. Not be nervous to play against him, but I was nervous to just be next to him or around him. But when we was on the court, I was like, I gotta fucking do something against him. I gotta do something. Right. Like, I'm sorry, you guys. The context is also for Q. They're talking about when they were at the Jordan camp, okay? Because that's when they.
Give me a second. I will, Grandma. I will.
I used to try and kill Mike. So when I scored on him and shit like that, I'd be like, I'm calling everybody. I'm calling everybody. That's an accomplishment, man. What? That's a that man. That's a I have arrived moment. Really? You know what I mean? Like, man, do you remember? Did y'all was y'all at the All-Star game where they honored us with the top 75? No. All right, this is cool. This is cool. Okay, just me being. This is great. Just me being there, like. this the greatest feeling that I had when I was there in the room. When you got the older legendary guys, they want to meet you. Right. You know what I mean? Like, they want to meet you. And then, you talking about, it's an honor and this, that, and the third to meet you. And they saying the same thing to you, man. And that it was flattering. Yes, it was. To be in a room where you with the best, the cream of the crop, and they giving you your props.
This is one of those situations where it's like game recognized game. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're part of a generation they don't understand.
Well, I mean, I hear all the comparisons and all that. You know what I mean? And I have to be biased. I have to be.
Yep.
Because he made me want to be me.
Absolutely.
But then I get a chance to, when you want to debate about it, I get to talk about his accolades. I get to talk about what he's done. Like, and be confident in my feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not to get into it, but I love LeBron as a basketball player.
All right, this is it, you guys. This is where this is.
I wish the dude stopped talking, but hey, it is what it is.
The rest was just for fun. All right, here we go.
I love LeBron as a basketball player, as everything that he did for basketball. I mean, the man he is off the basketball court. All the things that he's accomplished.
If you know, you a hater.
You know what I mean? He's just, man, he's it. You know what I mean? And they always putting them together. Like, why it can't be like LeBron is on Mount Rushmore.
Facts.
That's enough.
That's
you know what I mean? Like,
by saying that Mike is better than him.
Yeah, it's not no disrespect, because you're better than who I am and was as a basketball player. You know what I mean?
Like, that's got to take a lot to admit. So AI is basically saying, shouldn't that be good enough? LeBron, you're better than me, but you're not better than Mike. Just like how Q said, you're on the Mount Rushmore, but you're not better than Mike, so stop it.
And it's like, for me, just Kobe was just,
there it is.
I mean, just a certified maniac killer.
There it is.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, want to eat your heart.
Yeah.
That's who he was every night. I'm taking everything personal every night. You know what I mean? And his work and everything about him, man, like, as a basketball player, he was just, he's the real, him and Mike are the real definitions of killer.
Okay, let me
Now, real quick, I just want to point out, this is not...
Hey, that's just some of it, because I could keep going, because had Darius Miles, Quentin Richardson, and Allen Iverson kept breaking it down. It just basically explained how Jordan and Kobe in his own room alone. Like, those two they only know each other's language. Nobody else really knows how they think and how they feel except for those two. Jordan and Kobe, the only two that know how each other feels and know how they think and know how they approach the game. They in their own room. That's what they basically saying and how they feel. And that's what generally all the players that played against all three, all the legends that actually analyze the game and still that understands the game and watch the game closely feel when it comes to this GOAT debate. They feel like Kobe Bryant is slighted. Why did they Magic Johnson went on the rampage and basically checked Anthony Edwards and let him know, man, I don't respond to guys like you, bro. You ain't even earned the right to say the things that you have said, because it was idiotic, it was disrespectful, and end of the day, that's why he highlighted how he felt. So, end of the day, I don't think none of these professionals hate each other outside of Isaiah Thomas hating Michael Jordan and Jordan hating Zeke. Outside of those two and those Bulls teams and those Pistons teams hating each other. Besides that, most guys have respect for one another and they think highly of one another. Like, end of the day, Michael Jordan doesn't even hate LeBron. But when it comes down to breaking down the game, most of those guys know who those guys are. Most of those guys know who's that guy, who's not. And when they compare those two, most of the legends of the game outside of Zeke and outside of some of those newer guys, they not legends, but some of the newer guys that played in the league will only say LeBron's the GOAT. It's no slight. But at the end of the day, we know what it is. Those guys know what it is. So end of the day, y'all, I always see people that are fans of LeBron James. They'll sit there, they'll take it wrong with anything Isaiah Zeke Thomas say, which I respect the hell out of him. To me, that's the second greatest point guard of all time. But let's be honest. Isaiah Thomas hates Michael Jordan, so anything he can do to discredit Mike, he will. And I think that relationship one day would be put together enough to the point where that they won't be beefing publicly. They would just they because they end of the day they respect each other. It's just that hatred sometimes get in the way. But outside of that, all the greats feel like Allen Iverson, Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles. You talk to a Steven Jackson, same thing. You talk to a Matt Barnes, same thing. Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce just did it and broke down everything Ant-Man said, and they said the same thing. It's no slight. Shaquille O'Neal would say the same thing. It's no slight, you guys. It's just that when it comes down to it, Michael Jeffrey Jordan on a whole nother level. I hate when people say the all around player thing. I just want people to realize this. When Michael Jordan was coach under Doug Collins, he had had better numbers than LeBron. Yes, LeBron averaged point 0.2 more rebounds. He averaged like point 0.9 more assists. But other than that, when it comes to overallness, Michael Jordan averaged over 30, had over 6 rebounds, had a little over 6 assists a game, while LeBron, basically in his first stretch of his career, was doing the same thing, just wasn't averaging 30. And end of the day, the GOAT agenda started due to the fact that it was pushed with LeBron and them. They crowned Jordan on their own. I remember Isaiah Zeke Thomas said in the playoff game on NBC during the second three-peat. He said it himself. Nobody asked him to say it. Oh, Michael Jordan, the greatest player ever lived. That's what Isaiah Zeke Thomas said on his own while he was commentating. Nobody asked him to do it. He did it himself. Because those guys knew how special Mike was. And the story of Michael Jordan, how he kept coming. He kept losing. He kept getting hit in the mouth in the 80s, but he kept coming. They knew he was coming. And then once he finally got over the hump, there was no turning back for Mike. And even when he came back in retirement and lost to Orlando, he persevered in that, got motivated, got back in tip-top shape, came back and swept that same Orlando Magic team. So, end of the day, the epitome of how you bounce back from your failures. That's what makes Michael Jordan's career. It's not only the accolades and the stats that he got, it's also what he did against adversity. Also what he did against what people were saying, oh man, you go always get the numbers. But you getting those numbers, you can't win the title that way. You can't win the title the style that you're playing. And that was the knock against Mike. But guess what? He kept coming. And guess what? He ended up getting it done. He didn't have to link up with Larry Bird. He didn't have to join up with Dominique Wilkins, which that was a guy in his era, which if Michael and Dominique would have joined up, hell, they probably would have won 8 in a row. Jordan didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna take my ball and run." I lost game 7 to Detroit. Forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and join the Pistons because I can't get over the hump on the Pistons. Like how KD felt he couldn't get over the hump on the Warriors, he joined the Warriors. Jordan could have done that, but he didn't. I'm gonna run to New York with Pat Ewing. He didn't do that. He stayed put. He got it out the mud, and he earned it. That's gonna get you respect. Jerry West, one ring, means like they could have easily threw in the towel. Let me go to the Boston Celtics and let me win with them because that's the only thing missing for my resume. I done lost to this team 9 times. I can't take it anymore. I finna join the Celtics. But Jerry West kept coming, and he finally got that one championship. His only championship. He beat Boston, a team that he lost to 9 times. And Mar, if you do turn on the tape, bro, the same thing that LeBron James has done his whole career. Before Michael Jordan changed his whole style and bought into the triangle offense, Michael Jordan was doing that before LeBron was doing it. If you really a guy that analyzed the game, if you a guy that really knows basketball, Michael Jordan was playing the way LeBron James been playing his whole career through this first stretch. I could bring you some numbers right now, bro, that you'll be amazed at the first 5 years of their career. And mind you, when their first 5 years of their career, Michael Jordan only played 4 years because you remember he had a broken leg. I could bring you some numbers right now. The hell, Mar? I would destroy your whole premise of all around game. But I don't feel like even entertaining you right now. So I'm just letting you know if you really know the game of basketball and stop being a fan of one player, you would generally understand why guys like Allen Iverson, why guys like Shaquille O'Neal, why guys like David Robinsons, and guys like that would sit up there and let you know, oh, he ain't touching Mike. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. It's the reason why, bro. At 2-5, we don't have to discredit LeBron James' greatness because somebody feels differently. We don't have to do that. I'm not going to do that. LeBron is great, y'all. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And we can't take nothing away from LeBron James. He is that great. And for him to still playing at a high level at the age he is now is remarkable. He's a great basketball player. He's just not better than Michael Jordan. There's no disrespect and no slight towards the man. He just not better than Mike. And that's okay. And that's okay. Salute Divine Union. And that's my problem with the fans. Because a lot of people saying that you don't have to fight against it. You believe what you believe what you believe. Hey, I even said believe what you believe. At 2-5, we can't let our hatred get in the way. LeBron is great. But Michael Jordan just a better player. That's the end of the day. He is. He just is. When it comes to making difficult shots, Michael Jordan got LeBron. When it comes to finishing, hanging in the air, making tough layups, Michael Jordan got him. When it comes to the mid-range, 1-2 dribble pull-ups, Michael Jordan got him. When it comes to the post game, Michael Jordan got a post game. When it comes to a handle, Michael Jordan got a better handle. And only reason I'm giving past him because LeBron, because I mean, I really don't want to give that because Jordan was doing the same thing with Doug Collins. Everything that LeBron James has been doing before Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan was averaging over 6 a game like LeBron. The 1988 year, people gotta remember this man averaged 37, 8 and 8. Man averaged 37, 8 and 8. And more when you talk about the competition, yes, are there better athletes? Yes, but when it comes to the IQ of basketball, a lot of these guys fall short. Why you think that LeBron, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant had to play for Team USA? Because without those three, they not winning no gold medal. Anthony Edwards don't have a strong IQ, don't have a high IQ on the court. He's shown that in the playoffs he doesn't. Uh, the Dallas Mavericks beat them because of straight up IQ. So, end of the day, you can bring up the better athlete's point of view, but it doesn't make them better basketball players because you a better athlete. There's a lot of guys that are great athletes, but they when it comes down to it, they lack the IQ of basketball. So you could bring that up, but let's understand the IQ of the game matters as well. And a lot of those guys in the 80s and 90s had high IQs. Akeem Olajuwon. I ain't seen a big man yet in the NBA as skilled as Akeem Olajuwon. People would try to say, well, Jokic. But no. Akeem Olajuwon is far great, more skilled than Jokic, especially on both ends. And Akeem Olajuwon would eat Jokic's lunch on both ends. When it comes to point guards, I don't see a point guard in this era. Except, man, Chris Paul, he's older now. Other than Chris Paul, that is more skilled than a Jason Kidd, even a Steve Nash, even a Gary Payton, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Zeke Thomas. I could break it down, man. Power forwards. Name a power forward in the game today that's more skilled than a Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. Anthony Davis would get destroyed by those guys I just named. Mar, yes. LeBron is robotic, but LeBron, one thing that LeBron has, like, you ever play basketball against a guy, he just so strong and he just got the body that he no matter how you feel about his handle, you can't take it away from him because he gonna use his body, he gonna use his strength. Once he put that forearm on you, there's nothing that you could do. That's why a lot of guys can't get the ball from LeBron. But when it comes to pure handle, now LeBron doesn't have a great handle like that. It's just that LeBron is so strong and so fast that you can't even really make a pick up his dribble as much. Uh, Back in the day, well, I know I was even taught this that you only got three dribbles. You only got three dribbles before a defense collapse on you. So it's not a such thing as dribbling around like James Harden do. James Harden would have got his lunch ate just due to the fact that he over dribbles. It's three dribbles until the defense collapse on your ass, and you gotta decide you gonna make a move to score, you gonna make a move to pass. And Mar, I watched the games. I'm gonna tell you, my boy Antonio Burks played in the NBA. He guarded, he guarded all three. Well, he didn't guard Jordan, but he guarded Kobe and LeBron. He said when it comes to guarding them. He said Kobe Bryant is more difficult to guard. LeBron, he said I couldn't. He said he couldn't stop LeBron. He said, but the thing is, he knew what LeBron was doing every time. It was he couldn't stop him, but it was easier for him to defend LeBron because LeBron was more predictable on offense. Kobe Bryant, I could take this away from Kobe, but guess what? Kobe got a counter to everything that I'm doing to him. Kobe can counter it because he got a array of moves and he got an array of ways to score. With LeBron, I pretty much read what LeBron is doing, but LeBron is just so strong, so strong, so powerful. I can't stop him. Thaddeus Young told me the same thing. Thaddeus Young told me the same thing. And he did beat Tim Duncan. If you watch that shit in 1997, Tim Duncan's rookie year when the Bulls was 1-1 because they started out the season slow because Scottie Pippen was hurt. The Bulls came back late in that game. They was down 15 points. Came back late in the fourth quarter to beat the San Antonio Spurs. So Tim Duncan got shut down by Dennis Rodman in that fourth quarter, and Michael Jordan got hot, and they ended up winning that game. So Mar, I mean, you just really being a fanboy. I mean, no offense to you. That's just how it is. Study your history of the game before you try to come and attack anybody's talking point. And one dog, I mean, that's what I was saying. I really don't want to entertain him. So, and more talk about, I always want to bring up the competition. And you don't understand, hell, the goddamn 90s had more 60 wins teams than the 2010s. The 90s and the 2010s had equal amount of teams that either won 20 games or less. They had the same equal amount. And when it comes to the competition, shit, LeBron has all the competition on his team. He has the competition with him. So why I think he dominated the East like he did? 4 straight years with Miami. Miami had the most talented team in the East. Nobody in the East was gonna beat Miami Heat. When he went to Cleveland, you got a young stud of Kyrie Irving that just won All-Star Game MVP as a second-year player. As a second-year player, he won All-Star MVP. Then you got a guy that had the most double-doubles the year prior to getting with you in Kevin Love. Then you added a J.R. Smith. Then you had a young guy, Tristan Thompson, and guys like that. Kyle Korver, guys like that. Hey, you saw what happened. They had a talented team. LeBron had the talent with him most for the most part in the East. That's why he went to 8 straight finals. And my dog Kobe Bryant is far more skilled than LeBron James. And if you want to use the competition factor, Kobe Bryant beat way more competition than Jordan and LeBron James. If you want to put the competition factor up there, Kobe beat the more difficult teams. Kobe Bryant went against the most competition. So when people want to talk about competition, okay, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna hit you with this. Did LeBron go through more competition than Kobe? No, he didn't. And I'm gonna go on record to say this: other than the KD Warriors, and I still even would go as far to say this: the 2008 Boston Celtics would beat the KD Warriors. The Big Three Celtics would beat the KD Warriors because they got the kryptonite for Kevin Durant on their team. Tony Allen was kryptonite for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant in 2014 said, I never had to think this much on offense. I never been this frustrated in my life while being guarded by Tony Allen. And Tony Allen with the Celtics were much younger, more, much, way more athletic, the whole nine. So the Celtics would have beat the Warriors team. And A11 Gravy, you don't know basketball if you don't think the Big Three Celtics would beat the KD Warriors. And Rondo would have gave Stephen Curry fits because he running through screens. He's a great defender. He's gonna put pressure on him. Great playmaker. Like I said, Tony Allen locking up Kevin Durant. Then you still got to guard Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, KG. Come on, man. Ray Allen would have schooled Clay. Kevin Garnett would have dominated the front court of Golden State. And Paul Pierce would have been clutched down the stretch because Golden State, Andre Iguodala can't guard on Paul Pierce. Come on, man. Now, I'm just telling you how it is. The Big Three Celtics would have beat that Warriors team. I'm telling you that now. So, in all actuality, Kobe Bryant beat more competition than it. Jordan and LeBron, if you want to bring up that competition factor. And more, you bringing up Kevin Love stats with LeBron, but that's due to the fact that he changed his whole game for LeBron. He had to be nothing but a spot up shooter. That's not Kevin Love's game. So he had to change his whole game like a Chris Bosh did. So you can't measure Kevin Love by that metric. So end of the day, LeBron didn't win without Kevin Love, didn't win without Kyrie Irving at his time in Cleveland. So you can't bring up the stats. like that, because at the end of the day, somebody got to take a hit to their statistical stats for the situation to work. And at the end of the day, Cleveland needed Kyrie Irving to be that number two, to be that guy when LeBron gets a little winded, or when things get a little stagnant. LeBron needed a guy like Kyrie Irving to create and get things done, and it ultimately worked. We talk about Kobe with the 3 titles with Shaq. So what? LeBron won with D Wade and Chris Bosh. LeBron won with Anthony Davis, Rondo, Dwight Howard. LeBron James won with Kyrie, Kevin Love. LeBron in Miami also had Ray Allen to add with D Wade and Chris Bosh. So what? Kobe won with Shaq. That's part of it. But Kobe, after that, showing you that he didn't need Shaq to be a champion. He went to 3 straight finals without Shaq. So you don't want to talk about that. How Kobe went to 3 straight finals without Shaq. And Kobe without Shaq still was beating Tim Duncan. Still beat the big three Celtics. And dominated the Magic team that LeBron James struggled against. So if you want to talk about competition, Kobe Bryant had more competition than Jordan and LeBron. So I just gotta let you know, brother, man, you can't. And then you already control the troll, because I'm the ultimate troll. I'm the ultimate troll. How you gonna troll the troll? But at the end of the day, y'all, we gotta take our fanboyism at our heart, and we just gotta talk basketball for us a fan that just loves the game of basketball. I don't care. I don't care about nothing else anymore. And I don't even talk about Michael Jordan a lot. I don't even like doing it because he hasn't played. But at the end of the day, y'all, talk the game for the love of the game. Break down the game for the love of the game. Don't be a fanboy. That's something that y'all don't need to be. Don't be a fanboy, y'all. It's easy to do that. And KG was in the playoffs of Minnesota, bro. And the Minnesota Timberwolves made it to the Western Conference Finals with Sam Cassell, Latrell Sprewell, Kevin Garnett, Troy Hudson, and them. They took it to 6 games against the Lakers. And you want to bring up Kevin Love in Minnesota? Kevin Love in Minnesota was the only guy that was able to do things. Kevin Love was getting the boards, getting 20-20 games, had the most 20-20 games at his time in Minnesota. Um, was keeping them competitive at that. So y'all gotta stop hating, man. Man, but salute to y'all. Y'all hit that like button, man. Man, but y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all subscribe, y'all not subscribe. Salute y'all, I'm out.